Well, good morning and welcome to this special edition of the Butterfield Bermuda Championships. I'm your host, Earl Basin, and joining me is the tournament director, Justin Belanger, as well as the winner of the qualifier for Bermuda in Michael Sims. First of all, good morning, gentlemen, and thank you for joining me. Well, Mike, let's jump right into third time, 3 in a row.
Yes, sir.
Must be a good feeling because the fact that you've been able to overcome all the challenges over a 3-year period to, when I say the challenges, I'm talking about the field that we have in Bermuda, because we do have some talented local golfers, but to be able to do it 3 times, is this one a little more special than the first 2?
It's more special for a couple different reasons. One, I mean, I don't practice and play a whole lot like I used to, so tuning up for this is kind of funny. And then this one is a little more special just because a buddy of mine, I'm like, man, you got to go over and play in this event this year. And he goes, I'm not going over unless you're in the field. And so this is the only reason I came over here was to qualify, is because I want to play in a tour event with my friends. So that's what's making it really, really special, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I noted that you haven't been playing as much as you were playing years ago and so forth. But how did you prepare yourself for this time around?
I caddied a week and a half ago for a kid in first stage of Q school. So I got to watch a lot of really good golf. And then last week, I think I played 1 round last week, and I hit balls 2 of the other days, and then had other things to do. So that was the preparation. There wasn't a whole lot of thinking going on around this.
Was there any thought of fatigue? Was there any thought of fatigue over the 2-day period because of the fact that you hadn't been playing, and Port Royal can be challenging when it comes to the course and the hills and so forth? So any thought of fatigue kind of setting in?
No, I mean, just go caddy for someone for a week and it'll make it look like a breeze walking around the place. It does have its challenges. I'm not going to say I wasn't tired at the end of the day, but no, I was never worried about the fatigue part of it. You know, it's just a walk in the park. It's going to hit a golf ball around, get it in there as fast as possible, and move on, you know. But really excited for the guys that did qualify too. That was really cool, man.
Yeah, to get in with obviously Kamiko making his second time, first timers in Chaka De Silva, Brian Morris, and Damian Paliandi, first timers. So again, here we have a field that you would kind of be the quote unquote leader.
I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, you show up that day, it is what it is, man. You know, things change week to week. You never know. But yeah, super excited for Chaka and Damien and Kamiko. Obviously, really excited for Brian. We all know his story, and he's a cousin of mine. So we've had some really good laughs in the last few months. And then when I heard he got into this, it was probably one of the funniest conversations I've had in a long, long time. But yeah, and then Chaka, you know, I was messaging with Chaka last night, and the first Bermuda Amateur that I ever played in, I played with Mr. Noel Van Putten and Tango Burgess. And you want to talk about a nervous human being. I don't think I've ever been that nervous. And I got off to the worst start ever. And I don't know if you know Mr. Noel Van Putten, but those men, they just cut right through you. And then you got Tango, who is just, you know,
a giant of a man.
I mean, the worst start. And I remember both of them coming up to me after the 5th hole and just going, all right, kid, lace up your bootstraps, let's go. And I was like, okay. And I ended up playing pretty good, but it was just one of those memories. So it's cool to see, you know, paying forward with Chaka playing in the field this year. I think that's really neat.
Yeah. Well, with only a few weeks, less than 2 weeks to prepare, what will be one of the things you'll focus on? And over the last 2 years, what are some of the things you've worked on or will work on to ensure you get a good start this time around, and you can possibly try to make that cut.
Well, first of all, we're not going to try and make the cut because when you're focused, if that's what you're focused on, that's kind of where you sit, right?
Right, right,
And more times than none, you fall short. So the
right.
focus is I want to be as competitive as possible. Obviously, I know I have to play really, really well. So mentally, I just have to be ready, and I just have to, play like I played the last day. Um, it was very patient. Wasn't really, I didn't have to force anything yesterday, so it wasn't that stressful of a round, especially with my start. But that's kind of what I'll be doing more is more mental and then some physical stuff or whatever. But I'm actually flying out today to go to California to caddy in second stage, and then fly back. So I'm not touching a golf club until next Sunday.
Mm. But well, you talk about stress. The tournament director and Justin there. One lot of stress is over, Justin, because we now know who the five are who will represent
Yeah.
Bermuda in the tournament. But just watching over the last 2 days the qualifiers and the interest, as you would have noted, the golf course was full of spectators. Just interested to see who will actually qualify. So, did you get a sense of tournament fever over the last 2 days?
No, absolutely. And first, congratulations, Michael, again on qualifying
Thanks,
for
man.
your third straight Butterfield Bermuda Championship. Always exciting to have you. And, this year, like you said, a lot of great talent and a lot of great golf was played over the last 2 days. And we welcome Kamiko, Chaka, and Damien and Brian as well. So we're very excited to see them and compete with some of the best golfers in the world in just a couple of weeks. But yeah, I mean, this is an exciting time for all. And, one thing that we see year after year since we've been here is just how impactful Bermuda is and how the community comes and surrounds and comes out. And it was a tournament feel the past 2 days, and it's very exciting to see, especially with the grandstands going up, the hospitality tents going up. So it's only the beginning.
Definitely.
Yeah, cool to see the grandstands and stuff going up because, of course, last year we didn't really have any of that. So, like, it's neat to see it come back this year for sure. Like, watching that stuff get built is it's nice. You're like, all right, this is really happening.
Yeah.
Michael, isn't it strange how you would have come up on 9 on the first day and they had so much done, and then you come up on 18 on the first day and it's even more done, and then the same thing happens day 2. You're saying, how did they do that fast? Because I mean, I'm sitting there saying, wow, but you see the workers, but you generally don't see the work going on, but all of a sudden the work is going on. So
Yeah.
that's what makes it even more special that you get to see the development of it through
For
the
sure. I mean,
days
and it's a credit
of
to Justin and his staff too. I mean, there's so much work that goes on behind the scenes of this thing that nobody ever gets to see or takes notice, and they don't get any credit.
right.
So they just sit there and they're like, yes, yes, yeah. All they hear is the moaning and complaining and stuff like that. But
When things are
hats
not
off
right.
to them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of work that goes on behind it. And it takes a village. So
Yeah.
and
No,
it's cool that the
thank
community
you,
gets
Michael.
behind it. So I appreciate it, man. We
Yeah.
all do.
No, thank you for the kind words, both of you. And it truly does. It takes an army. It's not just our staff here. We have a lot of great partners here on island. The Port Royal Golf Course staff has been incredible to work with. The maintenance team here has just been incredible to get the course in what it is and the shape that it's in. And it's only going to get better in just a couple of weeks, which is incredible. So we can't thank all of our partners enough for what they do. And like you said, it goes up quickly, but it definitely helps to have good partners here on island.
Mm. One of the things it's interesting because Michael, you talked about you're going to be on the bag of a player at a tournament. Having someone that you feel very much comfortable with on your bag, who will that person be come day one of this year?
That's a good question, my man. I have no idea right this second. I had Kevin Petty. He caddied for me on Tuesday, and then a good friend of mine from growing up, Kent Smith. He caddied for me yesterday. And so I got to sort all this stuff out while traveling and caddying for somebody else.
Right. Well, let me ask you, because a lot of people talk about this, and you hear golfers talk about it all the time. But how much of the game or a day, a round, is your concentration? Because we talk about you want to concentrate when you approach the ball, where you put it, and so forth. But then you want to take your mind off of things as you're approaching, because you don't want to overthink things. Is that your style, or are you? I want to find out where this ball is placed so I can try to do this and I can try to do that. How do you approach those things?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a chess game. I mean, we're trying to put it in places to play to the next place. So there is that kind of, there is that thought that's going in behind everything that we're doing. It doesn't mean that it's executed, but that's what we're trying to do. And I'm pretty low key when it comes to that. Like, I don't want to talk about shots. I don't have any interest in, like, golf is where I try and get away from in between shots. And then when it's my turn to go, I like to go. So yeah, so it's and there's a lot of peaks and valleys in that whole mess too. When things are going sideways, you feel like you're never coming out. When things are going great, you think it's never going to end. So, it's the balance of it all. That's why, don't get too excited for this. Try not to get too excited the other way. But I mean, let's be real. We are human. We are going to go to those places, right?
Yes.
So it's good having somebody on the bag to kind of just kind of laugh with and cut up with and walk around the course with.
Definitely. Justin, when can we start to see possibly the arrival of the other players to prepare for this event? And obviously, when will the field be finalized?
Yeah, no, great question. So we'll see a lot of the players come in the Sunday prior to tournament week. It's when a lot of the players start to arrive. They'll be playing in the Zozo Championship. Some of those folks will be playing in the Zozo Championship before. So they'll be coming in that Sunday prior and that Monday of tournament week as well. And then the field finalizes Friday evening. So we won't have our final field until next Friday. So we're looking forward to that. And it's ever changing as we get closer and closer. So keep a lookout on some of the player announcements that we'll be announcing here next week.
Okay.
Poor Justin has to deal with this all the way up until Thursday.
Hey, there's no.
It changes all the way up until the first tee goes off, and even then it could change.
It keeps me out of trouble for the most part, Michael. So
it keeps you up at night, is what it does.
A little bit, but hey, that's what makes it fun.
When the tournament starts, he then takes a different seat. And the other pressure comes on, and then once it's all over, I guess he could sit back and take a breather, and sort of take it all in, because as you well put it, Mike, a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes that Justin and his team go through, the challenges of making sure that everything in and around, not just for the golfers, but for those that will be attending, are safe as possible. So I know there'll be some sleepless nights worrying about the
for sure.
players. Also worrying about whether or not we are gracious with this lovely weather that we're having today, and then of course those challenging days when we have those breezes, Mike. And I know on Tuesday that was a challenge for some of you guys on that back nine.
It was more the front nine for me, but I was like, man, Luke is gonna have to cancel his flight over here after my front nine. I'm like, what are you doing? No, but just to go back to Justin there, I mean, you think he takes a breather after this whole thing's done, mate. Once this thing wraps up on Sunday, they start again on Monday. It never stops. And that's the real deal. I mean, it literally never stops for them. So hopefully we get some more weather like this, although I think the wind is what makes that place kind of a little bit more fun to watch. It definitely makes it very challenging. But for the fans and for everybody, I think we need a little bit of wind. I think that's what makes it fun, and that's what the challenge of that golf course is. So, I'm not saying please, golfing gods send wind that we can't play in.
Right.
But a little breeze would be nice,
Evens out the playing field.
A little bit.
So Justin, where are we standing ticket-wise?
Yeah, no, great question, Errol. So we are completely sold out of our general admission tickets on Saturday and Sunday, and we have less than 40 tickets left on Friday. And then Thursday, we still have limited tickets available, which is very exciting. So, if you're interested in joining us, please visit ButterfieldBDAChampionship.com to purchase your tickets. They are truly going fast, and we have a lot of great, promotions going on throughout the week. For example, Thursday, we're partnering with Digicel Business Solutions, and they're partnering for our Breast Cancer Awareness Day. So you can actually text and donate to a great cause. You text to donate 5050. Hope brought to you by Digicel Business, and you can give back to your local community. So please come out, wear pink that day, show your support. We're encouraging the players to wear pink out on the golf course as well. Our entire staff will be in pink that day. So come support the local community, support the all the Bermudians that qualified for the event. So we're very excited about having everybody out here in the golf course. And like I said, it takes a lot of planning. So when it finally comes here, do we get to breathe a little bit? Yeah, we do. But we definitely get to have some fun, and we enjoy having people out here. Let's put it that way.
Definitely. So again, Michael, congratulations. We wish you all the best. We want to make sure that you are as comfortable as possible this time around, even better than the first two times. And we look forward to you and the other Bermudian golfers who will take part in the 2021 Butterfield Bermuda Championships. And again, congratulations, and most of all, good luck. Justin, thank you very much. We'll be talking again next week, Tuesday, to get another update on the Butterfield Bermuda Championships, okay?
Yeah, thanks, Taylor. And Michael, best of luck. And for all those listening, if you want that upgrade experience to cheer on Michael and the rest of the Bermudians in the field, please reach out. We have great tickets into the Digicel Business Ocean Club. And Earl, as always, pleasure, and looking forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you. Safe journey, Mike. Okay.
One love.
Bye, Mike.
Love you guys.